Omar Lutfi here with Lutfi Innovations, and today I'm going to show you my water heating and cooling project. What I've done here is I've taken four 50-gallon water tanks and stacked them two on top of each other, and the two bottom tanks are both sitting on the concrete floor, and the two top tanks are completely surrounded with styrofoam. In between the two, there's a heat pump from an old air conditioner. So when the compressor runs, it takes heat from this tank and moves it to this tank. And also there are pumps in the bottom of each tank, so you can pump water from the bottom tank up to the top tank, and the overflow will fall back down to the bottom tank. So now let me show you the inside. Here is a close-up of the heat pump. You can see each of the radiators is in a tank, and in between this mess here is the heat pump, which is very hard to see because it's black, but I can basically turn this on and off and it will take heat from here and move heat to here. And here is a close-up of the bottom tank, and at the end of this yellow hose there's a pump, and you can see the power cord coming out of it. So it'll pump water up to the top tank, and when there's an overflow, it will go through this tube and cycle back down to the bottom tank. So basically, you're just pumping, you're cycling antifreeze between the two tanks. Here is the control center of the project. I have a Raspberry Pi back here, and that is connected to 4 temperature sensors, and you can see here's an example of one. Basically it's a waterproof, weatherproof. I stick this in the tanks and I can read the temperature very accurately and in real time. This part is 8 relays which control these 8 outlets, so I can turn each of the outlets on individually based on the values of the temperatures of the tanks. And this over here is an energy monitor, so I can in real time measure how much energy is being used by the compressor and the pumps, and that information gets fed back to the Raspberry Pi so I can measure the efficiency. Here are the states of the system. When the temperature sensors say that it needs hot and cold, it will run the compressor. And when the system just needs hot water, it will run the compressor and it will pump water through the cold side, which will take the cold water in the top part of the tank and move it to the bottom, and the floor of the basement will heat that up and cycle the water through, so it'll give more heat energy to the hot side. When you need cold, it runs the compressor and it cycles the hot side, and that allows the heat to be dispersed into the basement floor. And when there is enough hot and cold, everything shuts off. So this allows you to suck heat out of the basement floor when you need it and dump heat to the basement floor when you need it. So I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, why go through all this trouble? There's already ways to heat your house, there's already ways to cool your house, but what this system does is puts it all into one system. So you have one heat pump that's doing all of your heating and cooling. And suppose in the summertime you are trying to cool your house and take a shower. So what this system will do, it will move the heat to the cold side, or from the cold side to the hot side, and that'll help cool your house at the same time heating your water for your shower. So this system takes everything that has a heat pump in your house and combines it into one, so when you're trying to heat something and cool something, you get greater efficiency. Okay, go.
Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, leave a comment below.
Good job. So, I hate that when I start with so.